Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight I have some channel announcements. Now, as of the recording of this video, I will have uploaded the Brothers War Draft 11, and that is actually going to be the last Brothers War draft that I do on this channel. That draft was recorded a couple of weeks ago, and I've just been kind of slowly uploading some of the Brothers War drafts, just kind of stretch out the content before having to make this announcement video. Now, the reason for that is that primarily recording these premiere drafts just take up a lot of my time, and so I have a full-time job outside of this. There's other things that I do, other volunteering that I do in a typical week, and just other things in general. And then also, for those who don't know, I also have a gaming channel. A link to that will be in the description below. And that was the primary thing I started about 7 years ago on YouTube. And typically, for my gaming channel, I would have, a couple months worth of content, daily content that I could upload to my channel. Well, since I came back with Streets of New Capenna and started doing drafts for this channel, I no longer have that backlog of content on my gaming channel. And the past couple of months, I haven't had extra content. So the past couple of months, what I've been doing is really struggling just to manage my schedule and to fit in some of these premiere drafts. You guys see how long those drafts can take sometimes. And generally, for the amount of time it takes me to record one of these drafts, I could record easily 4 to 7 days worth of content for my gaming channel. So the past couple of months, it's kind of been okay, well, when I'm recording for my gaming channel, I end up recording just the minimum amount for what I need for the week. And even then, I've kind of cut back on there to only uploading 5 days a week instead of 7, so that I have to record less, and then maybe I can fit in an extra draft or that. And while I'm recording content for the gaming channel, it is just feeling kind of, I was feeling kind of bad about it. I'm always checking, oh, hey, can I still schedule, can I get another draft in, or can I record this after doing this? And I just haven't been feeling very good about it. So a couple of weeks ago, I made the decision to stop recording drafts for this channel, at least for the time being. And then the past couple of weeks, as I've been recording content for my gaming channel, I've actually been able to fully enjoy what I'm recording and what I'm experiencing there. And yeah, I'm enjoying that again. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to be playing Magic anymore, or I'm not going to be playing Arena or recording anything for this channel. I do still have some ideas that I want to bring about. I am still going to be collecting this set. Another thing about just, again, going back to the time it takes me to record these drafts, I wanted to do more constructed content, not necessarily for recording, but just for my own personal enjoyment and experience of the game, because I do enjoy aspects other than just the limited environment. And so after Dominaria United, I thought I was going to have time to do that. Well, whenever I get a chunk of time that's long enough to record a draft, I'm just well, why not record a draft? Because I'm working on collecting the set anyways, and it's more content as well. And it just kind of becomes a bit too much for me, and I've kind of been operating at my limit for the past couple of months. And like I said, I wanted to do other constructed, just playing around with other constructed decks, and I haven't been able to do that to the degree I've wanted to since Brothers War came out. Although since making the decision to not draft anymore or not record drafts, I've been able to do more of that, so I'm enjoying that aspect. I still do enjoy the collecting aspect. In that regard, though, sometimes these drafts, as you know, can get kind of frustrating, like when you only get like less than 3 wins in that. That brings me to my next thing. I am going to try out some different collecting methods. I have a couple other different ideas for collecting in mind that I'm going to try to employ here. And not with the Brothers War set, since I already did some Premier drafts, but with the set after that, the Phyrexia set. I want to gather my data on, how I did as far as drafting and how much it costs to do all of that for several of the sets that I've drafted on here. And just kind of compare that to the method I'm going to try for collecting the set in Phyrexia. The next Phyrexia set, is it Phyrexia All Will Be One or something like that? And so I'll make a video on that. I'm kind of hyped about that video just to see like where all the data comes out. I know the Dominaria United stuff is going to be horrible. It's going to look horrible, but I already kind of know the Streets of New Capenna data because I did go over that in my pack opening video for that set. Also, speaking of other constructed content, there is an Explorer metagame challenge coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'm actually kind of like doing some preparing for that, trying out a couple of different decks there, and I do want to enter that, and I might record a couple of those attempts as something fun. And the metagame challenge is one of the things I want to use to try and collect more of the sets, because the collecting is one of the primary reasons I've been doing the drafts. And then I mentioned the Phyrexia stuff. So when else will I be back to doing drafts? And that is going to be when we get sets where I can enjoy them the way that I was enjoying like Streets of New Capenna, and a little bit for like Kaladesh and Amonkhet. I did really enjoy those. And I'd say like the first half of the Baldur's Gate set that we did, those were kind of like all my highest of high points for enjoying that. Not that we haven't had great moments since then in Brothers War, Dominaria United even. But the things I just mentioned were my favorites. My favorite sets to draft and such and play in limited environments are sets where we have multicolor factions. And so like we've seen a couple of things recently where like Throne of Eldraine came back for Premier drafts available for like a week, or Amonkhet or Kaladesh came back, and I did some of those and I had fun with those. But my favorite sets and my favorite plane is Ravnica. And so inevitably at some point, I don't know when, they haven't announced anything yet, but I assume there's going to be Premier drafting for a week available for Ravnica Allegiance and Guilds of Ravnica at some point in the future. When that happens, I want to do a whole bunch of drafts for that. I want to record a bunch of drafts for that and just have a good time with the multicolor faction sets, which they just are my favorite. This is my favorite sort of design. And also the way I'm going to manage that with my schedule is I have a lot of paid days off from work. I'll use some to record. That's kind of what I did with Kaladesh and Amonkhet. And yeah, that's my plan for the drafting and whatnot. So yeah, for now, I'm going to go back to enjoying my gaming channel. I do want to thank all of you that, if you have been here, you have been enjoying the draft content. And I don't want to leave you without another drafter or something. Maybe you're already seeing his content, but I'm going to put a link to that in the description below as well. Another drafter by the name of Padishar. He's a really good drafter. Usually focuses on traditional drafting, but has a lot of great content himself. So if you are looking for more Brothers War content, I highly recommend checking him out. And if you want to check out my gaming content, I encourage you to do that as well. Currently, I am playing Mega Man Maker, which just came out with a 1.8 update, whole bunch of new content over there, so we're having fun with that. And I'm also working my way through the Make a Good Mega Man level 48-hour contest, which is really fun to see, like, just different designs that people come up with for Mega Man stages. But I also have other, like, RPG content on there as well. I've got some Pokemon Nuzlocke on there, some other RPGs like Dragon Age, some Final Fantasies, things of that nature. I do a whole bunch of other different games too. There's like Zeldas, there's Marios, a whole bunch of different stuff. I have a blast doing it, and that's what I want to go back to focusing primarily on. I know I've kind of had this issue with Arena in the past with just the amount of time that it takes up to do this, but I am still going to play Magic because I do still enjoy this game. So while I'm not going to do any more Premier drafting of the Brothers War, I am still going to be around. I'm still going to be playing the game. I might do some other sort of content here and there, but there's nothing going to be like a set sort of schedule other than like the Explorer metagame challenge that I mentioned. Maybe I'll do like the next time they do a standard metagame challenge, maybe I'll do a few videos on that, because those only last like one weekend anyways. And then of course when we next see drafts for these Ravnica sets that I will greatly enjoy drafting. So anyways, that's going to be all for me for now. And so for now, I'll take my leave.